think hearing rich to a lot of us means a bunch of cars, a large mansion, piles and piles of money, and a lot of gold customized things. I mean, have you seen this golden toilet? Only the richest people could probably be crazy enough to afford and get something like this. But to be honest, all of this is only arbitrary. Believe it or not, most of us are actually more well off than we give ourselves credit for. That's why in this video, I'll be sharing with you 7 signs you're richer than you think. Welcome to Modern Wealth. Now, let's get on with the first sign. Sign number 1. You save some money every month. At the very heart of every rich person's financial habits is saving money. I think a lot of us realize that saving money is so challenging that only top income earners can afford to do it consistently. Saving is, therefore, the strongest indicator that you earn more than you spend and that you have little to no debt. So then, what's the link between saving and wealth? Well, according to financial experts, having a saving culture is the first step towards attaining financial freedom. In fact, rich people are known to save at least 10% of their total income throughout their lifetime. Not only is it a great way to secure one's future, but one can also acquire assets because of consistent savings. In a nutshell, building wealth involves 3 very basic, very critical steps: earning, saving, and investing. Once you determine a budget that works perfectly for your income and lifestyle, you need to start thinking about different secure assets to invest in. Let's say you're saving $500 every month. Then, you'll have $6,000 at the end of 1 year. Now, if you invest this amount in an index fund with a 10% average rate of return, you'll earn an extra $600 every year. Considering all things, you should remain consistent, and the more money you save and invest, the more riches you'll amass. Sign number 2 is you don't stress about your bills. I know. Bills are some of the most stressful things to think about, but they're considered the official stamp of adulthood. I mean, how many people can handle them without straining? If you're among the few who can handle all bills like a boss, then that's a huge sign that you're rich. To put things into perspective, bills tend to take up a significant portion of most people's monthly budgets for utilities, like water, electricity, heat, and gas. These can consume up to at least 2/3 of your income every month, depending on where you live and what your utility needs are. If you include the cost of rent, car payments, and groceries, you'll find that you can easily spend up to $200 or more on bills alone. Paying bills on time, therefore, calls for a high degree of financial discipline and planning. If your bills trigger stress and anxiety, then it's high time you looked into your financial habits. One of the very first few things you can do is to create a personal budget that you can implement religiously. A budget makes it easier to track your expenses and seal any cracks through which you might be losing some money. If you find that your bills outweigh your income, it's time to look into more economical options. This can range from going for public transport more, or moving to a cheaper neighborhood, or even getting rid of anything you don't need. However, assuming you're unwilling to downgrade your lifestyle, you could also explore additional income streams with money flowing in from different directions. You'll still be able to take care of your expenses when hypothetically, one source is suddenly gone. Diversifying your income sources guarantees financial security and reduces your chances of piling up debt even if you lose your primary income source. Sign number 3 is you don't have high-interest debt. Let me ask you first, is your credit score anything above 720? If it is, then congratulations, you are officially rich. The truth is, the fleeting thrill that comes with signing loan documents is the biggest solution of all time. High-interest debt steals from your future and impedes your long-term financial goals. Too little is of course bad, but too much can also hurt your credit score and dim your chances of securing better loans in the future. Although some people disagree with the notion of debt freedom corresponding to wealth, The liberating feeling after you clear out your mortgage or student loan is unrivaled, besides waking up after a complete 8 hours of sleep. Paying off your debt also gives you total equity on everything you own. Equity in this case refers to the difference in value between the actual worth of an asset and the portion of this amount that you still owe. Let's look at a car, for example. When you purchase a car on a loan, you technically don't own the car until you pay off the entire loan amount. So assuming you had taken a $40,000 auto loan that accrues 10% worth of interest, your car seller can repossess the car if you're unable to clear the loan in due time. So you're not just losing $4,000 through interest every year, but a bit more. Having high interest out like this one means that you also run the risk of losing your possessions. If you default to the worst possible option, unfortunately, all these worries can spike up both physical and psychological problems. Actually, high interest is the leading cause of chronic stress and other life-threatening diseases like high blood pressure and heart disease. As you now know, there's no more fantastic form of wealth than being in good health. Therefore, the ideal situation is to unchain yourself from any high-interest debts that threaten your net worth and your overall health, whether it's a mortgage, car loan, or credit card debt. Anyone who manages to clear or evade them all is, without a doubt, rich. Before we move on to number 4 on the list, make sure to like and subscribe. It'll really help the channel out if you do. We'll be sure to keep making informative videos like these, so again, help us out by smashing that like button. Now, back to the video. Sign number 4 is if your net worth is increasing. Most of us perceive the ideal net worth to be anything that has $1 million in it. But this is largely inaccurate. No matter how small, progressive net worth is a strong marker of financial success. How do you determine your wealth? Well, it's as easy as pie. Just add up the value of all your assets and subtract your liability assets and include any valuable things you own. When it comes to assets, think of stuff like real estate properties, liquid cash shares in the stock market, or other valuable personal belongings like art and jewelry. Liability, on the other hand, is the state of owing another party liabilities. So these will include bank loans, mortgages, student loans, or pending credit card bills. Negative net worth points toward a state of debt, while positive net worth is a hallmark of financial stability. So then, why are these figures important anyway? Essentially, net worth is used as the threshold for measuring how rich or poor one is. Your net worth shows you everything you own in your life. I'm telling you, the numbers don't lie. It reveals all the assets you've acquired since you started generating an income, plus all the parties you still owe money to. Not to mention, the more assets you have, the higher net worth you'll have and vice versa. Tracking your net worth is also important because it reveals how you spend your money. A negative or decreasing net worth reflects poor spending habits or bad investment decisions. Seeing some negative net worth can act as a wake-up call for you to change your investment strategies or cut down your spending to minimize debt. Tracking your net worth is one great way to motivate you as you go along your financial journey. Sign number 5 is you continue to accrue assets. If you notice that your assets have only increased in the process of tracking your net worth, take it as a green light to continue doing what you're doing, because you're definitely doing something right. Accruing assets is one of the smartest strategies for financial freedom. For one, income generated from assets tends to be consistent. If left to build up over time, this amount can help increase your net worth significantly to further increase your odds of becoming even wealthier. You should see diversifying your asset portfolio as a good thing. However, this is often easier said than done. The idea of asset diversification poses a challenge to most investors. Why? Well, choosing the best income-generating assets is hands down confusing. Making the right decision means you'll have to consider multiple factors including your risk, appetite, time, and capital. Regardless, we have certain asset classes that cut across as profitable. For instance, investing in the SP Index Fund is a foolproof stock investment approach that'll deliver high long-term returns. The best part is that you still qualify as rich because you have financial security. With that being said, some of the best income-producing assets to invest in include rental properties, stocks, bonds, and real estate investment trusts, also known as REITs. Sign number 6 is you're on track to retire on time. You might not be in your 60s, but if you can tell what trajectory you're going in, you can give yourself a pat on the back. Just ask yourself, are your retirement goals on track? This question can help you determine your financial outlook. The truth is that financial independence is a goal that many people chase viciously. We all long for the day when we won't have to work anymore. For us to be able to generate an income, however, it's only a few people that have their retirement goals on track. Most employees tend to wait until it's too late before they set up a retirement fund. So if you're under 60 and you built a nest that can support your lifestyle beyond your working years, here's your free pass into a wealthy town. But I bet you're wondering, who or what determines whether one is financially equipped for retirement? Does it imply having $1 million in your retirement account? Maybe, but it's not the only thing besides the thriving retirement portfolio. Early retirees tend to share 3 specific financial traits that you can use to test readiness for retirement. The first one is debt freedom. If you've wiped clean your debt sheet and you owe no one, that's the first time that you're eligible to ditch the steady paycheck. High interest sets like credit card loans and mortgages can quickly drain your retirement savings. Hence, you're better off getting rid of them before retiring. Clearing your debt also frees up your budget so that you can pump more funds towards your retirement account. Secondly, those who retire on time always have a robust emergency fund to cover emergencies such as health. Keep in mind that your employee benefits will be non-existent in your retirement years, since most house failures don't come knocking. It's safer to have a good plan that'll help you cover your medical bills. Lastly, most retirees kickstart their own retirement plans early. Getting an early start enables you to benefit from compound growth, which is basically free money. Just always remember that the earlier you start, the better. Now that we're almost reaching the end of this list, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these signs so far. Do you agree with most, if not all of these? Or maybe you'd like to share your own personal experience or realization. Make sure to let us know in the comments down below. Now, on to sign number 7. Sign number 7, your mortgage is free. Having total equity over your home is perhaps the best form of financial security ever. Being mortgage-free, whether you've never taken on one or just finished paying yours off, comes with a wide range of benefits. The first is that it offers a soft cushion in the event the real estate market gets shaky. Many homeowners worry about being able to balance their mortgage payments amid a market recession. For example, if you end up in a situation where you're distressed for cash, you need to sell your home urgently. Doing so during a market slump will conjure up losses, and with a mortgage in tow, you probably have a claim to a small fraction of the proceeds. But when you're mortgage-free, you'll have full access to all the profits coming from the sale of your home. Another benefit of being mortgage-free is that it comes with the financial freedom to pursue other things you like or are passionate about. Not only will you save a ton of cash in terms of interest, but you also have that freedom to live anywhere you want since nothing is tying you down. How awesome is that? Sadly though, most people will never become financially free because they haven't figured out how to make money while they sleep. If we've figured this out, we'll be sure to let you know. I hope you enjoyed these 7 signs to determine if you're actually well off and you don't know it. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And if you want to learn a few more tips and tricks to handling your money or your money-making skills, make sure to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers!